Hello everyone, my name is Jamil Akhtar. I'm the co-founder of Startuppedia. So at Startuppedia, we have started this interview series where we are trying to invite startup founders and interviewing them. Basically, we are discussing their journey, how they started and where they are now. So today we have founder of Cocofit, Mr. Sasi Kanth. So hi Sasi Kanth, how are you?
Hi Jamil, I'm good.
All right. So, Sasi Kanth, you are an engineer, a chef, a trainer, and an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, how did this journey started? Where did you start your education, and then how it how did you move towards this?
So I completed my BTech in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm from a small village. Complete my BTech in a college based out of Guntur, Andhra Pradesh.
Mm-hmm.
So fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not selected. I'm not picked by any of the companies. I got rejected by all top MNCs. So I used to believe myself. I used to do things good. So as you know, there'll be so many commitments and so many pressures from the family. Right. So I simply approached my training and placement officer. So I asked him, sir, your job is to place me, but you failed in doing a job. Can you please help me in getting a job? Right. And this is how journey starts. So I got an answer from him stating that you're not skilled and you did not get job because you're not skilled. So this is the answer I got from him. Mm-hmm. So that is when I started a company. Experts Training Solutions first in 2013 and done with my BTech. So the idea of the company is simple. It is to help students what these people are failing to do. I thought of helping the students to get them placed.
Right.
So in the initial days itself, I started training students parallelly. Then I don't have job myself, but I started training to help them get placed.
That's funny.
Then
That's
I got
funny.
placed.
So it was your the last company that you were working, right? It was like Expert Training Solutions, right? So right. what kind of training you used to give to the student? Like, is it some skills or something else? What was that?
Yes, idea is campus recruitment training. So which includes verbal skills, aptitude, the confidence levels, preparing resume and all. But the vision is simple. So we thought of giving it at economical cost. We used to charge some $200 to $300 per student, and we used to help them till the time they get placed. So that is the idea.
All right. And, so how did it go? I mean,
so it used to go wonderful, but the vision that we started up with, it got. We started bypassing the vision because one. Engaged in L&T Infotech, so I'm a working professional. So I gathered a team of working professionals and I started helping the students. But what happened is, I'm charging $200 or $300 per student. So there will be so many mediators who will be helping me to get the
students.
So by the time the student used to be 2,000, 3,000. So that spoiled the vision. So we came up with new thoughts and we started expanding Experts Training Solutions. But beach mein Cocofit came into picture. So
all right. So yes, I would love to know more about Cocofit. Okay, how the idea of Cocofit came into picture and how it started basically.
So the idea of Cocofit is simple. What we really thought is, I personally visited multiple countries. So after landing to multiple countries, the way people are treated is completely different from the way we treat. Me being from South India, so we usually see coconut as a roadside item. So
right.
People will be buying it on roads, they'll be drinking it on road.
And that's it. So yeah, that's what I mean, at least.
And not just that, if you're talking about matured coconut, either you'll make chutney or else you'll be using it in temples.
Right.
So into multiple countries, the way they are treating coconut is different. That is where Cocofit really came out from. But again, there is so much of research, so much of study before starting Cocofit.
So basically,
I'm personally a chef.
so basically, you got the value of coconut not in India but in other countries, right?
Right. Absolutely. So that is the place where we started Cocofit.
Okay, so this name Cocofit is basically a combination of two words, Coco plus Fit, right? So how did you decide this name, and what was the reason behind this?
So when starting this major motto is to this to the customer in a better, healthy way, keeping these hygienic standards and all aside. So the idea is to make it a healthy product, because coconut itself is a healthy. So maintaining the same concept throughout the business life cycle. So we came up with multiple names, as every entrepreneur gonna come up from, but like we came up with the concept called coconut fitness. So Cocofit came out of it. All
right, got your point. So like at this point of time, what is your USP? Like, how are you selling your products?
So this is a long journey, as you know. So I'm a software engineer by profession. So parallelly, I started Cocofit with a few of my friends who supported me. And after starting Cocofit, things got eventually changed. It is a franchisee model that we started up with. We started up with a normal store, and we thought of starting our own stores. So that is the basic idea that we came up with. So we started with 18 menu items initially. So I came up with this by coming up with these fusions for the first time in our country. Then so what we used to do is, we are three friends. We used to go to office and we used to work in shifts. So one or the other sit in the store, and we used to make the juices, and we used to. It is not as we did it initially. So right from very extreme, every startup faces issues. When we buy our own churners. So we started using mixers. We started preparing ice creams out of mixers. I think no one have heard this before. So that is how our journey started. But eventually, after the response that we got from the customers, so in a short span, we came up with the franchising model, and we grown up in a huge way.
Right. So basically, if I'm not wrong, so you started, with one store initially, right? And then you started scaling it. So right now, like how many stores do you have pan India, or do you have stores out of India?
So we are having currently 31 stores across our country. So we are existing in 7 states currently. Keeping this aside, most probably in a month or two, we are opening in Dallas, USA. Keeping this aside, so after Shark Tank, as you know, the equations got completely changed. We got 2,000 franchise requests. So still things are going on lot more to
do. We will come to that. I'll talk about Shark Tank in India also. But before that, could you please tell me more about the business model that you guys are following right now? Like, is it from the product you are selling, or from the franchises that you are providing to people? So
the basic idea is currently we are having 120 products, more than 120 products, I would say.
More than 120?
So all the products, 120.
Oh, cool.
And these are proper products which are made with coconut base. So our organization structure is working in such a way that we have a R&D team. So I'll be handling that R&D team. So this team works fusions, and they'll come up with new recipes every now and then, because customers will get bored if you are sticking up with the same menu throughout the calendar.
Very obvious.
So every now and then, right? So these 120 products, what we are having currently, things used to go good. Then we opened one store in Pradesh. So we started seeing coconut in a different angle altogether. In South India, coconut is a very normal thing. Right. But if you are moving towards north, so coconut started becoming an exotic fruit. Right. Exotic nut, where the cost started increasing by 4 to 5 times. So what happens with this coconut sachet is, this is nothing but coconut water.
Right.
So we came up with a process where this coconut sachet will be stored. I mean, the shelf life is more than a year without adding any 1 year.
Okay.
Without adding any preservatives, without adding any chemicals, without following any pasteurization technique.
So how are you maintaining that?
So I came up with we started stabilizing it with a pH value. So using that pH value, we stabilized it. and we formed a sachet. So now wherever you go throughout the North or else any other countries, the sachet is going instead of coconut. So the problem got resolved. So the cost of coconut in North as well as South became the same. So
basically you don't have to carry a coconut for coconut water. You can just carry the sachet packet, right?
Right.
Got it.
So the idea is simple. Our product range is ranging from 79, which is going till $200. So everything is made of coconut. And if you're talking as a customer, if you're talking about customer perspective, so if you're getting an infused drink which is made of coconut fruit, if you're getting it at $79 or $89, it is so economical.
Right, obviously.
So if you're talking in perspective as a business person, if you are investing on Cocofit, you'll be getting 60% margin on each that you want to sell.
Okay. So this is for someone who is going to be a franchisee, right? Like the one you are going to provide franchisee to, right?
Right.
Cool. Okay, so I if I'm not wrong, you started this business in August 2019, right? And as of now, you guys have generated around 4 crore of revenue, more or less, somewhere there, right? So is this revenue just from selling the products or by providing franchise? Like, what is it?
So it is a two-way round. So if you're talking as a company perspective, we have 7 ways of generating revenue.
7 ways, all right.
Ways of generating revenue. So simple. So what happens in real time is if you are buying a coconut, you'll drink coconut and you'll throw the coconut.
Right.
So if you're talking about an ice cream industry or ice cream factories, what these people gonna do is they can't use water. They just use malai to prepare ice cream. So they'll chop the coconut, they'll remove the malai, they throw the water.
Right.
So if you're talking about Cocofit companies, they'll get these coconut shells, they buy and they'll taking and they'll be preparing Cocofit out of it.
Okay.
So talking about grated coconut, these guys gonna throw the water and take coconut malai, they make grated coconut out of it. So we create an end-to-end product where everything will be effectively utilized. We are having 7 revenue generation models, so which made us more and more stronger. So I would say 20 to 30% is from franchisee model and rest from the sources of revenue.
Okay, so from the product that you are selling to people, right?
Right.
Got it. All right then. So, when you started it initially, so as the founder of the company, what kind of challenges you face initially, like in the very beginning when you were starting this company, when you just started selling coconut products?
So, fortunately, I would say, as I have opted coconut as base, I would say best brand in the world, I would say. I'm talking about coconut. So no need to call customers by default because they knew coconut.
Right.
So eventually what we started doing is we started selling coconut water at a very economical cost just to make customers understand what exactly we are doing. Because this concept itself is a pretty new concept, right?
Right.
So we took time. Trust me, when I started my first store in the span of 2 months, I would say I was pushed into close to 17 lakhs. I would say the 17 lakhs is what I invested for marketing.
Okay.
Marketing in time promotion. I used to buy coconut water for 100. I used to sell 50 rupees. So whomsoever I sold at 50, the same customers are customers to the store even today.
Nice.
So I mean, obviously, what happens is there will be many ups and downs, and once we got settled down, once things got pulled up, once we are being COVID came into picture, it smashed out all the plans. So again, we got pushed into so many losses.
So during COVID, how did you manage to generate revenues? Because all the shops and every store was closed almost. So how did you manage that?
So I'll tell you my journey, what exactly happened. So when I started Cocofit in 2019 August, so things started falling in place more than expected by Feb to 2020, I would say. So as you know, by April, summer is approaching and we started planning it in a huge way. We invested so much of money. I personally resigned from a very organization that I'm working with. I started doing it for full time. So that is when COVID came into picture. All the source Cocofit got stopped.
Right.
And there are depending on me, especially my employer.
Right.
And everything started pushing me into losses. Again, I joined an organization. Whatever I used to earn from the organization in the form of salary, I used to feed my employees. And eventually, once things started once settled down. So by then we came up with 18 menu items. Once we are done with COVID, this 18 started increasing. We came up with 65 new items in that short span of 4 months. So same happened with now 90 is turning out to be 128 or 130 around of in next 1 week or so.
Cool. Got it. All right. So, these kind of problems that you faced initially. Now, as we have some investors on board from Shark Tank India, what kind of challenges you are facing, or what are the things that you are focusing on more?
So, the idea is we are planning to start politics as well, and we are planning to come up with coconut bottle, having some very good ongoing business. Plan form of, and parallelly we are coming up with cosmetic wing pretty soon, Cocofit's cosmetic wing, which deals with only coconut right. So this is the future plan of action that we are planning to come with.
Basically, you are trying to enter to some new market, product with basically coconut products, right?
Right.
Oh, cool. That's nice. And I guess those investors are helping you in that, right?
Right, absolutely. That's the big idea.
Great. All right. So let's say I am someone who wants to buy your franchise. Okay. I am in some city, like let's say in Patna, for example, and I want a franchisee in Patna. So how should I approach you? Like, where should I go and approach you about this, and how does it work?
You can simply search in Google. So website, and there will be a franchisee form that you can fill. And so fill franchisee form in couple of days. Someone from the team will approach that specific point of contact, and so we'll be having an small person who to start franchise. What we really believe in is investing money is very easy, but doing business is tricky. So we are trying to understand people who are really interested in doing business. So the assessment, they clear that assessment, we docs, and first we'll take this ahead and we'll close it down. Similarly, they can approach us from multiple social media platforms as well. But we stopped it from last 10 days because enormous number of last couple of days, so we kept everything on hold, and we are segregating based on states, and we'll approach each and everyone pretty soon.
All right. So basically the Shark Tank India thing, what should I say? This just bumped, right? And people are approaching you in numbers के कैसे करना है मुझे भी बताओ, right?
Right.
Awesome. All right. So I have this one very I should say strong question that I have kept for the last. Okay, when you entered into Shark Tank India, your offer was for ₹5 and you were offering them 5% of equity. Why is that?
Right.
I mean, you could have asked for money. कि भैया invest करो मेरी company में and let's make something bigger.
So what happened is, so we are evaluating our company close to 135 crores. Right. What all business that we're doing. So for the next 3 years, we are evaluating our company to be close to 135 crores. So what happened is, so we are in a deep necessity to make somewhere around 6.5 to 7 crores. We are looking for investment actually. But after being in the rehearsal model, the basic assessment that we did by ourselves, I mean, if we retrospect ourselves, that even if we are offering 5% to the Sharks, so there will be so many negotiations that happens, and we'll land 10-15%. So, we company evaluation down. So what we really thought is, so let us give 5% for free rather than taking money out of it. And
Shashi, your voice broke down in between. Like I couldn't get the reason.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you are audible. Please.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better.
So we did our company to be close to 135 crores. So in this estimation, if we are asking for somewhere around 5 to 7 crores, minimum to minimum, we need to give 5% to the Sharks.
Right.
So that is the actual evaluation. Landing in the tank, what happens is there will be so many negotiations that keeps happening.
Right.
So we'll forcefully push ourselves into a pressure mode, and the negotiation may happen till 10 to 20%. Maybe. And where we'll be pulling our company evaluation completely down. So instead of doing this, what we thought is, let us keep our company evaluation like that, and let us give that 5% for free without any negotiations. Let us get the Sharks on board. We desperately need them. Parallelly, we'll be getting good marketing as well, and evaluation will be 135.
Okay, so basically you wanted to keep the valuation of the company at 135, because if the Sharks negotiate, the valuation will change. The valuation might go down, right?
Thought so much for taking this decision, because I would say this is a very big decision. But so many things in our head to expand countries. So if we get on board, so even I mean, Sharks are having good connectivity. If you're talking about having good connectivity across 100 countries when it comes to this cold storage connectivity, because she's handling all pharmaceuticals across multiple countries. If she comes on board, the life gonna be easy for us when we are opening multiple franchises across multiple countries. So similarly, when you're talking about Aman, so he is having good connectivity across. He is into the retail marketing. So if we are coming up with cosmetics, he'll help us out to make things much better in an easier way. So this is what we really looked at, and so we thought 5% should not be a deal.
So basically, you are going to you gave them this 5% for the help that they are offering, for the kind of connectivity, the kind of connection they will provide you, right?
Right.
Awesome. I think it's not a bad deal altogether. It's completely okay if you are getting, Aman from board and other Sharks on board just for the 5% of his stake in the company. So that's a good deal. Right.
That without any negotiations, I would say.
Exactly. That's without altering your initial valuation that you had made, right? Okay. So I'll just ask one more question. These days, when we talk about startup founders, right? When we talk about startup founders, they are not comfortable deciding what should be the salary they should take from the company initially. So how is it like in your case? Were you taking salary initially? Like, how was that?
So I'll tell you my journey. My equation of business is complete. My co-founder, one of the directors of the company, he is from IIM Indore. So he's someone who is more into finance, who maintaining the balance sheet and all, but I don't believe in balance sheets. So what happens in my case is, so if company requires, keep money. Company is giving, take that money, keep on it again. That is what I really believe in. So if we keep going back and looking at the balance sheets, we'll get that pressure. If you need to keep the money, and if company is giving money, you'll start keeping yourself in a safe mode. So again, company won't grow. So what I really believe in is, if it is giving, keep on it again. If it is not giving, keep from your pocket and feed it. This is what I believe in. And from day one, that is what I did. And I've been doing the same even today.
So basically your point is, if you're making money from your company, that's good. If you're not, give some money to the company.
Yes, I'll reinvest on it. See, let us say I made 2 crores close to if you're looking about last year. And what we did is we expanded the factory setup, and we started making the things coming up with new styles, new variants. And this sachet model that we worked on, I have invested not less than 70 to 80 lakhs on this. And this 70 to 80 lakhs is a blind thing. I don't know whether it will work or not till the time it worked. But I kept feeding it. So I believe that it's gonna feed me back one day.
Okay, great, man. I mean, that's require a lot of patience, and requires a lot of guts to, continue with that and invest 20 to 80 lakhs of rupees and then, making money out of it. That's great. That's great to know. All right. So my next question to you is, what advice do you have for someone who is starting up, who is just in college or who just passed out college and want to do a startup?
I mean, I don't know whether my suggestions people will really like it or not. But what I believe in is, my funda is completely different. So what happens in real time is people usually say, if you believe in your business idea, be strong. One day it's gonna be succeeded, and you'll make money out of it. Don't do anything other than business. But if you're talking about me, I'm someone who sail in 2 boats. So if one boat is not feeding me, I'll tie that boat to the other boat. I'll pull that other boat as well along with the first one. So that is what my funda is. So you said one point. You have so many cards, so invested so much of money, right? This is what you said.
Right.
So the reason why I have so much is I always been in a safe zone. I am doing so many risks, no doubt about it. I kept all my earnings on Cocofit, no doubt about it. But still, even if this won't work, I have something to take care of me. The same job will help me and help the company to grow as well. As said, I gave up my job one day and I joined back, and the same job helped me to feed all my employees along with me, along with Cocofit as well. If you ask me the reason why Cocofit is this big today, is because I did job that day. So I'm someone, but one thing for sure, the reason when I'm in Pune, I used to work in Pune in 2013. So when I started my own business, the first thing, the reason why I started business is I used to get $22,500 per month.
Okay.
The equation that I came up with is I usually work 5 days a week, 8 hours per day. So which is close to 40 hours per week, right?
Right.
So if I'm working 40 hours per week, I'll make close to 6,000 rupees per week. So I started thinking, let me work 40 more hours per week and let me make 6,000 more for that week. So that 22,500 will become 45,000 by end of the month. So I started a business. My idea is simple, just make 6,000. Don't be so greedy. Wherever I'm standing today, it started just because of that. So I work 16 hours per day, 8 hours for my job, 8 hours for business, rest 8 hours for my family and me. So
that's kind of very hard work. Like not everyone can do that, obviously, right? All right, Sasi. So do you have anything else to tell you? Are you there?
So if you feel like you believe in something, don't think much, don't take suggestions from anyone, just blindly go, step in, understand, everything will fall in place. When I started coconut business, so my family, let us not talk about a third person, my mom, my dad, they used to say, what are you doing, Shashi? So coconut business is something what roadside vendors used to do. Or the roadside vendors meant to do that. Why you are being in a good position? Why are you starting this business?
Right.
So, but I believed in it. I jumped into it. I started real-time scenarios. I faced it. Trust me, I'm doing wonderful. So,
yeah, that everyone can say. You're on Shark Tank India. You have onboarded few investors from there. You are making 4 crore of revenue as of now. So you are doing great. I don't think there is any doubt on the company or you. If it fails or something, you are already doing great. Yeah.
And I like dragging things. What happens is when it comes to Cocofit, is a discussion that happened between our. Today night the discussion happened. The very next day I went to a store. I paid advance, and within 8 days we started our first store. So what happens is if you drag before making it active or bringing it to life. So there'll be so many inputs, unnecessary inputs, I would say. So which spoils our confidence. So don't give time for all unnecessary inputs. Go and start, let it fail. Still you'll be more and more stronger.
Right.
If
So
it gets succeeded, no one can stop you.
Exactly. So basically you are saying that don't think much, take your decisions, make it right. If it fails, improvise it and do it again.
Right, perfect.
Great. That's wonderful. All right, Sashi. So I think I'm done with my question. Do you have anything to say for the audience here, or anything else that you want us to know about your company?
So as is, so as said, we are having close to 120 plus products, in which 85% to 90% of our products are vegan products, where we don't use dairy at all, like be it milk, buffalo milk, cow milk. So we won't use any of these things. So if we are saying coconut based, 90% of our products are purely made with coconut based, nothing else.
Great.
So be it shakes, smoothies, slushes, sodas, most of the products are made with complete coconut. So just if you find time by chance, if you have any Cocofit store nearby, please visit. You'll be enjoying.
Sure, I'll do that, and I even ask my audience to do that. That if you have a store of Cocofit near you, go and visit them, find that product and see if it is good or not. I hope you love that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Sachi, for joining in. I hope you enjoyed the session, and